Can you pull these ones out? Because the guy doesn't pull these ones out. So I wonder whether I'm just locked in at the first hurdle now. Cool, so I've just gone to the garage, got myself a Phillips, some Allen keys, those to the side, a little brush that I got with my Time or Sculptor, and a little puffy thing. What I might do is I'll just put a mat down, just so it's a bit protected on here, and put it down softly. It's looking pretty dusty. I'm gonna have to wash this brush, but you see there? Get the Phillips. Certain this is right, but apply some force. There, that's got that now. I think that's undone. Oh, yeah. Little screw. This one looks worse for wear. Sorry, I haven't got a light yet because with everything that you need to create YouTube videos, it gets quite expensive. At the moment, I'm struggling with actually just storage space. This now, yeah, just lifts off, sort of. Okay, so you can see that's attached. I mean, I'd love to shine it. I don't think it's been opened before because you see on a lot of videos, people, they number each of these. And I can't see any numbers on there. But so far, cleaner in here than I was kind of expecting. Everything does need a dust. You can see this is an aluminium boiler here, and this steam pressure valve is brass. It looks like the guy takes this part out first. He says there's two springs. I can see there's two things either side. Can you pull these ones out? Because the guy doesn't pull these ones out. So I wonder whether I'm just locked in at the first hurdle now. So, I was having real trouble in here when I managed to bend this one down a bit away, because it needed to get to the inside of this rectangle, so I managed to bend it down so that I could then push it under, and then it was really difficult to get it out here, but I had to squeeze both at the same time. One would come up one side, but then not the other side, so I had to try and get it really level to then squeeze and pull them up. That's shaped like that, so you can pull it around, so that can come out of the way now. So now I can do the next step, which I believe is to label and take a picture of the parts with dust on everything. Right, so I'm just gonna label at random. So I'm gonna start like top left from where I am to top bottom right. Did a 7 as well, down there. I've got my Allen Magnuson Allen key box here. Oh. I'm following along as well using the Spidic 8, I guess, instructional video, and it's very good. It's very good at describing everything. So thanks very much to Spidic 8 for the good video. 4mm and a 5mm. Yeah, that just comes off. So we take off these attachments here, electrical connections connected to the boiler. Permanent marker seems to have dried. They come off quite easily actually. Just a little pull. They're off. What's next? This rubber tube here holds a thermal fuse inside here. Don't know what that does, but that's what this clamp is, and we need to take that off next with a crosshead Phillips screwdriver. Apply some pressure. Apply some pressure. Yep, there you go. That's coming. Wiggle that off and lose the screw forever. That's come off. Where's the screw? Oh, here's the screw. Good, it looks different to the others. So Spidicate knows his stuff, so definitely watch his video, but this will blow if your boiler is at risk of overheating. That's what that thermal fuse does. Just lift that away. Just apparently. Oh, yeah, there you go. Just to the side, because I think we're trying to get this boiler out, obviously, for cleaning. These ones seem a bit tougher. It's coming. Oh. Wiggle. Okay, yeah. They do come off. This black pipe goes to the three-way solenoid valve. This one has a little clamp on it, like a little pipe clamp. I think we might have to pliers off. Right, so I seem to have lost some of the footage of when I did this originally. So after watching quite a bit of the footage whilst editing, I'm going to try and do a slightly better job here of not putting my face in the way. I might have to for certain sections so that you can see where I'm going, but I'm going to try and mostly feel. Here we have a clip. This tube here goes into the top of the three-way solenoid valve, and then it comes out here, this tube, and then comes out into your drip tray, basically. When you brew, essentially, it will do whatever it does, and when you stop brewing, it will then shoot back out here and come out of the waste into your drip tray. So it has a little clip here. Hopefully I can zoom into it on the video. And this clip here is kind of, you can't really get it with your fingers, so you need to use pliers. So I have some pliers here. I've got that now. The idea is to clip it and then wiggle it up to there. So see, I've moved it up to here now, and then that will allow me to take this off. Now let me just get a towel. If I take this off, there's no grips on there anyway. I emptied the reservoir, but I haven't emptied anything else because I'm only just going to show you the things that I need to show you. So that's off, which means that the next thing that we need to take off is this one here. This one's really easy. This tube here is going from your reservoir all the way down the bottom into your overpressure valve. This pump here creates pressure, and then when there's too much pressure, it shoots it back into your reservoir. That's what this is for. So we're going to pull that out. Next, what we need to do is we need to take off this pipe here. Now this has like a little, you can see like a little red sheath on it. So we need to pull this sheath back. We pull that sheath back. You don't need to pull it back that far. And then this might just be finger tight. Yeah, there you go. It's just finger tight. It doesn't need to be any tighter than that. I've had no leaks from this. So we just undo that, and then that's off. This red thing here is the pump. It's a vibrating style pump that creates pressure via vibration. It then pushes the water from here straight into your overpressure, well, straight into the boiler really, but it's also kind of the overpressure valve is part of the same component. And then the final component you need to remove here is this one. The one thing I forgot to bring up was a spanner. I'm going to take this electrical connection off. I will have already taken these off in my previous video. This again isn't on very tight, like you might think that it needs to be. It's obviously, so it's, there you go, that's it, and then that's off. Sorted. It's already started to build up some crap. Did I just put my face in front of that again? Okay, so I hope not, but that's it. Those are the things that I think I missed taking off. Quite easy to remove, as you can see, and quite quick to do. At this point in my journey, I kind of made this quite a bit harder for myself without realising. I wasn't able to get an Allen key down to these screws that hold the boiler on to the group head. So what I thought I'd do instead was I thought I'd take the whole thing out and then undo it. However, that was kind of a big boo-boo, because then I really struggled to get the leverage to open these ones that were on a lot tighter. I unfortunately eventually ended up rounding them off. I was able to sort it, but I actually ended up attaching it back into here to get the leverage before I was actually able to sort it. I sorted it with drill extraction tools, and impact driver, which is really not what you want to be using on these components. And I did get it out. There was a really good Facebook group for Gaggia Classics. I'll link that in the description, who I spoke to about all the pitting. I'll get to the pitting in one of my other videos and how I cleaned it and stuff. And it actually came out really well. And I eventually got in contact with like the head engineer of Gaggia UK shop. I think it's called Gaggia Direct, and he was a really, really lovely guy. I think he might have been called Dave, and he actually gave me his WhatsApp to send him messages, but we had a really long video call where we were going through all the components, and he was saying that I'd done a really good job cleaning them. I did a few like heavy metals tests, and I was getting sediment, and I didn't know where it was coming from. I think that perhaps a back flush would have sorted a lot of that, and just like flushing through quite a few times, which I did do anyway, but I was worried, so I ended up getting the brass boiler, which is a bit of an upgrade anyway, because there's better heat retention there for the brass boiler. It will last longer then, and there was some slight pitting in the aluminium boiler, but I do believe that it probably would have been fine with the aluminium boiler that I did have. One thing that I will say, as I mentioned earlier, is that I made a big boo-boo taking this out, because then I didn't have the leverage. So I can't stress enough, do not take the boiler out of the case until you've got the boiler apart from the group head, because otherwise you will struggle to find the leverage. You'd have to clamp it or something, and then you could end up damaging it unnecessarily. So what I found was really useful. This is quite a large one. You might be able to get away with just 150mm hex key, but this, I can get a lot of leverage behind it. It's a T-bar Allen key, 5mm. This one's from Bondhus. Doesn't have to be from them, obviously. But this one was 300mm. What I would say, and you can see that clearly, I'm in the Allen key now. Let me put this up right so that you can have a look how much this sticks out. So I'm in that Allen bolt now. There, you can see how much extra I have here. The one issue with having such a large one, I would say, is that there's more like twist in it. So if you can get 150mm, I'd go for the 150mm one instead of the 300mm, which is this one. But 100%, you don't want to be rounding off those bolts, because it is a nightmare, as you will see, to get those bolts off if you do round them. I think it's possible to get them off. You can do it, but it took a lot of penetration oil, a lot of time, a lot of stress, extraction kits upon extraction kits, wiggling, times when I thought I was going to have to buy a new group head. The brass boiler on top is brand new, but the group head is the original 18-year-old brass group head, chrome plated, that came with this Gaggia Classic. So let me show you. I bought new bolts for these as well, because the bolts were completely corroded and rusted, and it was pretty horrendous. And now it is so shiny in there, like you could eat off it. It's great. So let me show you. I haven't opened this since I put it together, I don't think, but I can show you. There's usually like a kind of a crack sort of sound, but it's a good crack. There you go. Like a snapping sort of sound. That's open there. And then I can just do that back up. As you can see, there's a bit of flex in that. But with a lot of these components, you don't have to absolutely wrench them. But yeah, that's pretty much how easy it should be. Now, it would be, this was 18 years old, and I don't think it had ever been opened. It had never been serviced. So it would have been harder than that, I imagine, with one of these. But it may have been as easy as that for me if I hadn't taken it out. I don't think it would have, because they were very, very tightly on there. Like I say, no matter what you think, don't take the boiler out until you've taken those bolts off, or at least undone them, like at least got past that snap. Just don't do it. No matter what urges you, don't do it. Leave it in, because you'll end up having to put it back in anyway to get the leverage for it. So yeah, don't do it. Right, that's it. See you back in the past, I guess.